Hi. Hello. Most of you are going to be probably watching this back later, so I'm going to get right in here. And if you're just joining us now, I am really glad that you're able to catch this live. I know it's not always easy, and there's lots going on during the day. And so that's kind of the cool thing about Facebook Live is you can join live and you can participate and interact with me while I'm doing this and be here. Essentially be here at the same time, but most of you are watching it back. So welcome to all of you, whether you're watching live or if you're a replay viewer. I'm so glad that you're all here. I do realize that a lot of you are familiar with us, with me, with the brand, and then there's always new people every single day. Every single day we have new people, and so if you are just watching us for the first time, then just by way of brief introduction, my name is Becky Higgins, and our company has created a system of scrapbooking called Project Life. And Project Life is available as physical scrapbooking product. It's also digital product, and it's also an app. And so you can get an overview of Project Life just by going to the Becky Higgins YouTube channel, and it's right there, the main video. Welcome to Project Life. So if you're unfamiliar, you can check that out. But today I want to talk to all of you, whether you're new or you've been around for a long time, about something new and exciting that we have. So raise your hand if you go back really like a long time ago with me. So in this scrapbooking industry, as it's known, just think back way before even Project Life. How many of you are familiar with creating Keepsakes magazine? Put your hand up, show me, tell me, hearts or thumbs up or something. So do we have a little?
We have a few high fives.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I never know how many people are even in here in the middle of the day too. We've got people in here, so that's a good sign. So yeah, that's Creating Keepsakes magazine was the premier scrapbooking magazine. This was a really big deal. This was back in 1998, actually, that it launched, and I have been their creative editor from 1999 for 12 years. And so it's a place near and dear to my heart, this scrapbooking magazine. And I know that so many of you and so many of our customers go way back to those days of being a subscriber to a scrapbooking magazine. And of course, this is way before blogs and social media and being able to find ideas for scrapbooking literally at our fingertips. And so there's a reason why some of those all of those scrapbooking magazines eventually went away, which is really kind of a sad thing, but at the same time, it's just evolution, that's all. We get our ideas in different ways now, and I'm so grateful to still be a part of the idea sharing, even though it has changed and evolved. So anyway, Creating Keepsakes back in the day, when you think back to what you would do, you guys remember getting the magazine and feeling excited about it, and then what would you do? You would pour through every page, page by page by page. You'd read the articles, you'd see the pages, you'd even look at the ads because you cared about the latest and greatest products. It was all really exciting. And then how did you remember your ideas? You tabbed down the corners, you put sticky notes, you made notes, you did whatever. Some of you tore out pages and kept only your favorite pages from those magazines in like sheet protectors and binders, and then you tossed the magazines. I mean, everyone had their own little system, right? So Creating Keepsakes magazine was such a gosh, I loved it. And I know that so many people felt a sense of community through that. Well, now that it's gone away, and here we've, moved on, and we all get our inspiration through social media, through blog posts and stuff like that. That's all we've been doing, right? For the past 7 years since we brought Project Life to the market, we've continued to share ideas. I continue to feel passionate about helping people understand how to bring their pictures and memories together. And it doesn't always have to be in one certain way. There's creative, elaborate scrapbooking. There's photo books that isn't scrapbooking at all. In terms of the creative process, there's Project Life, which is kind of the happy medium, where you don't have to be creative, but you can get it done quickly, but it's still photos and stories coming together, and on and on and on. There's so many options available. Well, the reason why I'm jumping on Facebook Live today is to let you know that we have launched just today, just barely, a brand new Instagram account that is specifically for sharing Project Life pages. And we're really excited about this. And I have to tell you the origins of how this came about, by the way. So here on Facebook, you're on our business page is Becky Higgins LLC. And it's the same account on Instagram at Becky Higgins LLC. That's like our home base for sharing, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. And the content is very much the same. So it's kind of like, we'll pick which one works for you or follow both, whatever. We know algorithms can be funky, so whatever works for you. Well, the sharing that we do is a total mixed bag, and it will continue to be that way because you guys have told us that that's what you like. You like the surprises that we are constantly sharing. So yes, there's business stuff, right? There's new product announcements. There's something's back in stock and we wanted to let you know. There's creative ideas for scrapbooking, of course. We give tips, photo tips, journaling tips, organizational tips. We're sharing fun behind the scenes things that are happening here at the office. We're sharing some of our favorite random things that we love just as normal people, not sponsored or anything, just stuff that we love, right? So we are a total mixed bag, and everything that we share comes back to cultivating a good life and recording it. Well, fast forward, we've been doing that for years, but fast forward to the last couple of months, we've been diving in very deeply to your heart and your mind. We've been doing focus groups and surveys, and we've been really trying to understand more of what you guys want. And we have so much valuable feedback that you have shared with us that really has us excited and motivated about how we're moving forward in 2017. More on that to come. But one of the smallest little details and ideas that came about by one of the ladies in one of our focus groups, so it sounds like super minute and super just teeny and almost, she said it almost in passing, but she's the one that brought up this idea of maybe a separate Instagram account that's specifically for Project Life pages. So you guys, that's where this came from. It's totally just listening to you guys and really implementing your feedback. It's something that we have a history of doing. We love this community so much. We value what you have to say. And so we're listening and we're doing it, right? So the new Instagram handle, and you'll want to check this out, is at Project Life Pages. So I'm just going to explain a couple things about that. But while I'm doing that, Molly is here and standing by and watching for your comments. So if you guys have comments, questions, anything that you want to chime in about, this is a quick topic for today, but please feel free to. And then I'm going to explain a couple of things, and then I'll carve out a few minutes at the end before we jump off for totally random Q&A. Whatever questions you want to ask, fire them off and I'll try to answer a bunch, and then we'll let you go on about your day. All right. So with the new Instagram account at Project Life Pages, I want to clarify that this is specifically on Instagram. It is not on Facebook. I won't go into all of the reasons why, but it just makes it so much simpler and easier. And it's such a visual thing, which of course Instagram is known for. So if you do not have an Instagram account, and well, join, because it's so great. That's our personal favorite. We love Instagram and Facebook so much for different reasons, but I love Instagram. But if you're not on Instagram and you have no desire to add Instagram to your life, I totally understand that. But I don't want you to think that you don't have access to what we're going to share. And so the way that you can see that is if you go to just our main website, BeckyHiggins.com, we always have the Instagram and all of the other social links right at the top of our site. You can't miss it. It's got all the little icons. When you click on Instagram, it will bring up our Becky Higgins LLC Instagram page, and then you can just do a search for Project Life Pages. And so that's another way that you can view and browse and check them out online. So that's an option. I am talking so much and so fast, Molly. Let me know if there's...
Yeah, there's one question.
Yeah.
Someone said, will people share what kits or value kits or core kits they use?
It's a great question. Yeah, for sure. So what we're going to do, if you click there now or when we're done with the broadcast, you'll see that we already loaded up a handful of pages to kind of get things started. And you will see, and this is what we'll continue with, is there will be a Project Life page or a layout, 2-page layout or whatever. It's all Project Life. It could be using the physical product or the digital product or the app. So we're going to make sure that it's always mixed in there. And the caption will always be very straightforward. It's who made the page or the pages, because it's nice to connect with other Project Lifers. So we'll tag them if they're on Instagram. And what did they use? And so whenever possible, whatever we can see and know from what they used, we'll tell you which page design they used and which collection those cards came from. Great question. All right, so we are going to share pages on this account that come from anyone, anywhere. So this is where you come in. We want you to consume and enjoy and be inspired and follow that account, of course, at Project Life Pages, for those of you who are just joining us on the broadcast. But we also want to make sure that you understand that this is a place where you could be featured. So if you're a project lifer and you would like to share what you're doing and be kind of exposed to our community and other project lifers, because it's so fun, then there are two main ways that you can kind of get our attention so that we know about you. First of all, and the most natural and easiest way is just tag us. Tag us. Do we want them tagging the Becky account? Mm-hmm. Okay, so still tag Becky Higgins LLC. And the best way for us to actually see it is you tag us in the picture on Instagram, not just in the caption, but in the picture. You tap on the picture and add that. And then we really see them. If you just tag us in the caption, we get notified so, like literally hundreds and hundreds of times a day that we may not even see it. The other thing is just add the hashtag Project Life, hashtag Project Life app, hashtag Digital Project Life, whichever one you're using in your page, just tag us and use that hashtag. All right, the second way is to make sure you're emailing us. And so if you aren't on, if your account's private maybe and you don't necessarily want to connect that way, just take a really nice picture of your Project Life pages or page and email it to submissions@beckyhiggins.com. Did I have that right so far?
Yeah, I think so. And it wouldn't hurt for them to tag Project Life pages as well.
Yeah. We hadn't really talked about that, but sure. You can tag Project Life pages as well as Becky Higgins LLC, one or the other. And yeah, we'll be watching for that. We're watching for your tags, and of course we look on those hashtags all the time.
A few people just joined in. Can you really quick
recap what the heck we're even talking about? You betcha. So we're talking about the brand new Instagram account. It's at Project Life Pages. So go follow. I want to see. We just launched it today. I'm opening it right now on this phone to just kind of see where we are. And we already have 1,650, so 1,650 of you have already followed, and we just launched this just within the last couple of hours. So we're really excited, really excited that you guys are deciding to join. This is what it looks like, okay? So I just opened it on Instagram. Can you guys see that okay? And you can see that it's literally going to be page after page after page after page. And that's why I was talking about creating keepsakes at the beginning, because it reminds me of that, of like flipping through a magazine and just wanting to get inspiration for scrapbooking and being inspired by what other people are doing and how they bring their pages together, how they put their pictures together with their stories and the cards that come from the Project Life collections. That's the whole point of this. I was explaining that these pages are shared by anyone. Any of you can participate. Any of you can submit submissions@beckyhiggins.com or just tag us on Instagram. And so it's for anyone, anywhere. There's just no discrimination. It doesn't matter where you live or what your life situation is. If you're married with 15 kids or single with a dog or apartment high-rise in the city or living in backcountry, none of that matters. We want the more variety, the better. And so we want to have the opportunity to share your pages. Yes, Molly.
Someone asked if our Becky Higgins LLC will remain the same, and will we still post the variety we do?
That's a great question. 100% yes. So this does not affect our main page. We've added this as a result of listening to your ideas and suggestions, and so this is an addition to what we're already sharing. So yes, the Becky Higgins LLC, the main home base of our social media, will remain as is. We keep asking for your feedback to make sure we're still on track with what you guys are liking and not liking. And it sounds like you're liking what we're doing, which is several shares a day and a total variety. Everything from scrapbooking, inspiration, cultivating a good life and recording it, photo tips, but also not related to work, some of my own personal and family and home anecdotal stuff. So we're gonna keep doing that until we feel like it's not the right fit, but you guys seem to be liking that. Wanted to make sure I'm covering everything. Oh, when you do submit, make sure, whether you're posting on social media or you're emailing it to us, make sure that you're including just, even if it's one sentence, just tell us what you used. If you're using cards from a certain collection, we want to know that so that when we share your share, we're telling other people. So
someone has an idea. It would be cool if we hashtagged the kit that was used so that they would all kind of stay grouped together.
My goodness.
That's
a really good idea.
Yeah.
Ooh, you guys are so smart. See, this is why I love this community. All right, so that's a great suggestion. Molly's writing it down, and I think that's a really good idea. So for example, if I've made a page and I've submitted it or I've tagged or whatever, I want to use hashtag what's an example?
Currently?
Huh?
Currently kit?
Currently edition. Okay, so the currently edition of Project Life. So hashtag currently edition. And then that would allow us to, if somebody wants to tap on, you know how hashtags work, if you tap on currently edition, you can see what everyone else is using. And you know what? I think some people in our community are already using that hashtagging system with Project Life. So that's really brilliant. We'll see how it works. I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you for whoever brought that up. Okay, I have one tip I got to share with you that's brand new with Instagram. You may or may not know about it, but I'm going to share it with you. And then we will open up for random Q&A or Q&A related to what we're talking about. So if you have any question at all that you're just curious about, get it ready or go ahead and type it out now. Molly's watching. So this is really cool. This is brand new. So when we are on Instagram, let me just give you an idea. So this is just on Instagram. It's just open. It looks like our friend Miranda. That's just a post there. All right. Now, let me get a little bit closer actually. Do you see, can you see that, Molly?
Yep.
You see that little flag right there? Do you guys see that? When I tap that flag, that is tagging that in my flagged section. So when I'm on my main page and I tap on the flag, it will only show those things that I flagged. No one else can see it but me. It's for my own personal, it's kind of like pinning on Pinterest. I'm pinning certain things. Now, why is this so cool? Well, I've been wishing that Instagram would be doing this for a long time because this is a way that I personally, as a user on Instagram, can keep track of the pictures and the ideas that I want. So what's really cool is it's not just like a screenshot. It's not like that. It's the actual share with the content. So when I go on my little flag section and I can see those shares, if I want to tap on Miranda's picture again, I will see her caption with it. I will see the actual share, which is awesome because this is a way that as scrapbookers, we can totally keep track of our favorite pages, let alone all the other uses for favoriting and flagging and keeping. Isn't that so cool? So yay, Instagram. Whoop, whoop. I'm so glad they added that feature and just in time for our new Instagram account. Isn't that awesome? If you're just joining us, we're talking about at Project Life Pages, the brand new Instagram account that we just launched and people are so excited. We're so glad that you're so excited. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to make sure to discuss with you about this. And I can be done, but I am happy to take any random questions.
There's one question. Someone asked if we are on Pinterest.
We are. We are on Pinterest. Same name everywhere, Becky Higgins. Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have decided to be inactive on Twitter and Periscope. So we do have accounts there, but we literally do nothing there for now. Just because we choose not to be in too many places. And so the places that we are make the most sense for us. Did I miss one? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Yeah. And of course the blog. Yeah, we're in those places. All right, any other questions? Anything on your mind?
Someone wants to know when the new Project 52 will be in the app.
The new Project 52 will be in the app as early as, are you ready for this? Tomorrow. So excited. We know that you're so excited. If you're new to what I'm even talking about, Project 52 is this idea of documenting on a week-by-week basis. It's something that I've been doing for years personally. I'll be blogging about that again soon. I love it. A lot of you love it. And so the collection is designed with that in mind. It has like week cards and everything. And so we've already launched it in physical format. Is it in the shop, Molly, or are we sold out right now?
It's in there. Mm-hmm.
It's in stock because it did sell out, I think, and we got more. So if you've been wanting Project 52, it's called Project 52 Fresh. It's the fresh edition of Project 52 because we do one just about every year. So that is back in stock in our physical shop. It's already available in our digital shop, I'm pretty sure. And it's coming soon to the app. And soon means as early as tomorrow, as long as that update goes through, which is so exciting. So yeah, great question.
Another question, someone asked about, are they able to rename folders within the app?
Thinking, hold on. Okay, so if you didn't know that we have folders in the Project Life app, we do. That was in a very recent update, and it's like the best thing since practically since the app launched, well, on prints, being able to print through the app. There's a lot of great updates that we've had. But that one is so cool because if you're like me and you've got multiple things going in the app, like I have my recipe book going, I've got my 2016 family yearbook going, I have pages for each of my kids that I put into their physical albums. Yeah, I want folders. So we have folders. And when you do that, you name the folder and then you add your pages to it. And I, off the top of my head, cannot picture that you can actually change the name of it. I don't think so. Jot that down, and that's something that we'll ask our developer because it's probably a really easy fix if we don't have that yet. Thank you for asking.
People would like an update on photo books through the app.
Okay, I'm happy to share the update. So with this update that's going live with the app as early as tomorrow, it's going to have the new Project 52 Fresh Edition, which you guys have been chipping at the bomb. What? Wait, what's the saying?
Chomping at the bit.
Chomping at the bit. Wow.
That's funny.
Wow. I might need a nap today. Okay, so chomping at the bit. But photo books is so ridiculously close, but it's not in this update. So I am 99% sure it's in the next update, but I'm not saying that you have to wait another month for it. I'm saying it's like so close. We're doing the final beta testing of another round, and we've done a lot of rounds of beta testing. And that beta testing is not just for the functionality of how it works in the app, which is amazing, but also because of the actual photo books that you order through the app that come to you. The quality is already there. Like, they're insane, fabulous quality, but we're being so particular about like the borders and the edges being even and things like that. And so we're just being crazy particular about it for your sake. And that's what I mean when I say we're so crazy close, like so close. So yeah, that's the update. So I can't give you a date because I don't know the date. I just know that it's not gonna be like another month. It's really soon.
Will it be available for Apple and Android?
Yes, it will be available for both Apple and Android. We are hoping at the exact same time we can launch them both. There's a small possibility that iOS launches and then Android right after, just because Android has so many other platforms to develop for, and if there are issues, we don't want to hold up photo books just because we don't have it there as well. And that's how we launched the Project Life app and the prints through the app as well. iOS is way simpler. Lots of reasons I don't need to go into now, but there's a lot of reasons why we launched that first and then Android after, but we'll get to everybody. So, great questions.
Do you think there will be an ability to put folders within folders in the app?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so. You know, to be honest, that's the first time that I've heard that suggestion, and I, as a scrapbooker using the Project Life app on a very regular basis, I have not even felt the need for subfolders. That doesn't mean that there's not a need. I mean, you obviously brought it up, but I'm not sure that that's going to be something that would be widely used. I mean, you guys can chime in right now and let me know if I'm crazy and thinking wrong, but I'm not so sure that's going to make it to the top of our list of priorities on app features, because our list is long. I bet you can imagine. We get suggestions and feedback all the time, and so there's always fun things that people want us to add, but yeah.
What are the sizes of the photo books?
Photo books are going to be available in 8x8, 10x10, and 12x12. I said 10x10. I said 10x10. I'm so excited. And we have mentioned this before, but 10x10 is so great. So great, because sometimes 12x12 seems like too big and 8x8 seems a little too small, so 10x10 is like happy place. It's actually the size that I am going to print my own personal photo books for our family yearbook. I'm doing photo books for lots of different things, but for the family yearbook, the big one that I do every year, it's gonna be 10x10. And we're gonna tell you way more. We're gonna talk all about photo books as soon as it launches, right before and during and right after it launches. We've got so much more to share with you. So, but yeah. Okay, any other questions?
Not really. Well, one person would love to be able to do their layout side by side in the app.
Yes, this turned into a total app conversation, didn't it? You guys all want to know more about the app. That's great. I told you I would take any questions. But we don't have any random questions. This is all like about the app. You can ask me anything random. But yeah, no, we're not doing side-by-side for the reasons mostly at this point. I mean, it's on the list. There's always a chance, but when you think about how little your screen is and the ability to see them side by side, it's actually really tricky. And from a programming standpoint, it's also really complicated. Now, I will give you the tip that I do as a user on the app. And that is that when, I tried to explain this so it makes sense. When I make a page and then I make the other page, so they're side by side, they're right next to each other. And when you go in your library and you're actually looking at your pages that are completed or in progress, they're right next to each other. So that's what I usually do is X off the page and just look at it in the library. They're literally side by side. And so then you can see them like little thumbnails, and that's it. Like it totally works. So, all right, so we're good? Nope, we're not done yet. Yes.
What are you baking for Christmas? Anything?
So this might surprise you. So when people think about baking at Christmas time, it's usually because they're baking and sharing and blah, blah, blah. So this is one of those rare Christmases for us that our little gift that we give to a lot of people, like friends and neighbors and stuff, is not edible. That's something that's more common at Christmas time. And so I thought, you know, everyone's probably getting plenty of treats. This year I want to do something different. And I shared it on social media yesterday, I think, and I put it in Instagram stories as well. And that is that, well, and I shared it other times as well. But anyway, I gave everybody a roll of our stone wrap. So it's if you're not familiar with that, it's at shopbeckyhiggins.com, but it's wrapping paper that is so the opposite of typical wrapping paper in terms of the scissors snagging, and it's frustrating and it keeps tearing and it just cuts like butter. And it's made of limestone and it's amazing. Anyway, so I chose to give that as our neighbor gift. So that's a really roundabout way to say I'm actually not baking anything. I don't think I'm baking anything. I mean, maybe this weekend the kids will ask me and maybe we'll make something. And if we do, I'll make Andy's mint cookies. That's what I'll do, which just Google it. There's probably lots of recipes around for that sort of thing. Okay.
So another kind of random question. Someone wanted to know how the service project went this weekend. She was hoping to hear an update about what we did.
Thank you for asking. So we as a team decided that we wanted to do something. We're all very focused on service at Christmas time as a team, individually and with our families anyway. But as a team, collectively, we wanted to do something and kind of take on a project that would kind of make a big impact on someone and help someone. We're going to be sharing more about that in our blog post coming this Sunday. It's our Good Life blog post. But to answer your question, it went so well. It was such a good experience. We all woke up at the crack of dawn. No, there was no dawn. There was no sun. Not even close to the sun being up when we were all waking up and dragging our kids out of bed and bundling up because it was really cold. Even though we're in Phoenix, it's like really chilly before that sun comes up. And we went to a facility that helps people who are trying to get off drugs. So it's called a methadone clinic. It's something that some of us were not even familiar with. And so we went to this methadone clinic and set up tables and had, we all participated in mass producing burritos, breakfast sandwiches, and we had hot cocoa, bananas, water bottles, and we just set everything up on tables. And as people were coming, and we were expecting like a couple hundred, they came and to the methadone clinic, and they were able to be greeted by our smiles and our hellos and our food. And we just chatted with them, and if they were waiting for their rides or whatever, just got to know them, and it was really, really neat. And then we had leftover. We didn't have quite as many people come as we expected, so we found out where this homeless alley was in Phoenix, downtown, and a few of us, some of us had to go, but a few of us went down to that area, and there were so many people gathered there because there was someone else who was donating shoes, and another table with food and stuff like that. Anyway, we were like, hey, this is a great place to pass out the rest of our burritos and water bottles and stuff, and that's what we did. So same thing, just being able to interact with them a little bit and hand them burritos, and they were so grateful, and it was a very touching experience and an important experience for our children especially. I think most of us have been exposed as adults to that world, but our kids not so much. And so for them to see not only that this is real life for a lot of people, and this is their reality, their harsh reality, but also, helping our kids to be more grateful for what they do have, and also, and most importantly, feeling the spirit of Christmas, feeling what it is like to serve, forget about yourself, and just make sacrifices like waking up early or mass producing burritos or whatever to do good for other people. It just makes the world a better place. And so thanks for asking. That was a really special experience for our team, and we will share that with a few pictures on the blog this Sunday. So, all right, are we good?
That's it.
Okay, you guys, thank you for chiming in. We'll sign off. Molly, you got to hit the end button up here, though.
I'm still reading more comments coming in.
Oh, good. Are there more?
Well, Monica just mentioned that every Tuesday she feeds and clothes the homeless, and it's such a rewarding experience for she and her kids.
That is neat. And you do that on a regular basis. Monica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monica, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I got to say one last thing, and then we'll end. A lot of you are aware of this movement, Light the World. And if you're not, just tap on the hashtag Light the World. And every day there's inspiration that directly comes from Mormon.org. That's the church that we belong to. It's not about the church. It's not about that. It's about just serving and doing good, for others. But here's the cool thing. As this movement has been going forward, and as we've been encouraged to share things that we're doing, I know that some people have been like, well, what's the point of sharing? Isn't this supposed to be like serving anonymously? And shouldn't we be serving to not gain attention? Yes to all of that. Completely agree with you. But it is so amazing to see how other people are serving. And I think that's kind of the whole point, especially during this season, is as we've all been sharing and being inspired by other ways that people are serving, it's exploded. Like in my own heart, I feel like it's exploded. I feel so much more inspired than in the past about ways that I can serve. So total case in point, we have a cute friend on our creative team, Sheila in Utah, who did, I think was it Sheila who put the stuff out by her door?
Autumn did.
Autumn. Yeah. It is Autumn. Autumn is in Oregon, isn't she?
California.
I knew that.
She has a friend in Oregon.
She does. I know. I'm so confused. You guys are all over the place. So Autumn in Northern California, I think. Anyway, so she, for example, just shared on her Instagram that she put out a basket by her front door, and it had treats and granola bars and stuff in there with a note saying, "Hey, delivery person, please help yourself, and thanks for all of your hard work." When she shared that, I was like, I did not even think about that. That didn't even cross my mind, and not in a way that made me feel guilty, but in a way that I felt inspired. I thought that is the coolest idea, and how simple. And so I think that Light the World, that hashtag has been amazing to just give ideas to each other. So that's all I want to say about that. It's really cool. Thanks to you guys for being here, and join me the next broadcast. We can't tell you day and time yet because now we're all about Christmas time and being with our families. But the next time I get on Facebook Live, I am going to be talking about how I am doing project life and scrapbooking in general moving forward in 2017. Every year, at the end of the year, I reassess where I am, what's working, what's not working, and then I share that very openly with you guys. And so that's what we'll be discussing in the next broadcast. As always, BeckyHiggins.com/subscribe is the way that you can be the first to be informed about anything that's going on. We also share exclusive content there that you don't get anywhere else. So, all right, have a great rest of the week, you guys. See you later.